We back with another one. It's been a day. We're gonna talk about rebuilding yourself. Rebuilding yourself after you've done something, you've went for something that could have been life-changing for you. Then you took a step back away from it. It's a tough thing to do. Or let me say it's a tough phase to go through, knowing you put your time into something and you stop doing it for reasons. But you can rebuild yourself. It is very real. And I'm just going off the dome with this, so let me gather my thoughts. Your dreams are very real. Your visions are very real. What you visioned for yourself prior, it can still work for you, you know? But you have to realize why you are coming back, you know? Why are you returning to this vision? I left before and I am back, you know? But what I had to do was I had to build myself, you know? I had to find out what discipline was, because people throw the word around, but discipline, I mean, it is a very, very serious word, you know? It is one of those words that is, you know, just it is very underrated. I mean, when you hear talent, you know, you just think, you know, this person gonna make it. But I'm telling you, I have the talent. You know, I have it. But talent doesn't mean endurance. It doesn't mean you're built for the race. And then I also figured, you know, well, now I see it. It's millions of other talented people. I'm not the only talented person, you know? I'm not the only talented person. But what can separate me is my ability to stay. And that is how I will rebuild myself. Your ability to stay. Your ability to see it through. To see yourself 10, 15 years down the line. Even if they don't think you're talented, you know? It can be, your journey can be a tough one, you know? Coming back, getting into yourself, getting into the groove of, you know, wanting to be a service-based business, or wanting to build your brand, or, you know, whatever it is for you. But you have to come back with, with a readiness, in a mindset, knowing that, number one, it's going to be exciting in the beginning. In the middle, you'll start to see people get spotty with you, or I can't say spotty, but like people will pop in here and there. And then when you're just consistent with it, it's going to become kind of regular, and it's going to be completely like flat. Like it's going to be like nothing going on. You know what I mean? It's going to be a period where you're dealing with feeling like no work is being done. You know, coming back to this vision. And that's where it's really going to test you. So if you want to come back, just know that you have to be a certain type of individual. You have to be someone that is just someone that can really, really have tough skin. Someone that can just not be distracted, you know, because them distractions will definitely come your way. I mean, think about just daily life and what you gotta face already. Imagine trying to, build your vision around having kids, around trying to work a job, around just a lot of things. It is tough, and those are some of the reasons that some people may have quit in the beginning, prior. So again, coming back and rebuilding yourself, you might got to go through some trials, literally. You might got to lose a big bag, to see that you are built for this. Because on your path, you will lose a lot of friends, a lot of money, a lot of time. Some things you'll create some things and you'll have to throw it away. It's just a journey in its own. But make sure that, if this is your return, that you don't waste time. That if you're going to do this, you're going to do it. That if you got to do this alongside doing a 9-to-5 job, just make sure, you keep a balance, until you can start doing your thing on your own. And this applies to music. This applies to building a brand, building your own tire shop. It don't matter what it is. Something might have stopped you somewhere from living out that vision that you wanted. So it's just all about recognizing where you are in your life, and just having the proper timing of starting back up. Making sure that if you got a partner, making sure your partner is aware that you will begin this path, and that they're gonna have to hold you down on it, and that you want them to be a part of it. So it's all just about, really having a long-term plan with it, and making sure everybody that you expect to be with you is on board. But most importantly, you because you will lose people along the way. You're going to lose people. The people that was there the first month won't be there the second year, That's just how it's going to be. You got to be ready to lose relationships. Your best friends from 5th grade, they might have been on your side up until the journey, or maybe your 5th month in, and they might be saying, man, you way too far into it, bro. You going crazy, man. You out of your reach, man. What's going on? Will you fall back with them and say, man, I think you're right. You know what? Yeah, I'm kind of wilding, ain't I? Or will you continue on and say, listen, I got this vision, like you either with me or you not, but this is gonna work. This is gonna work. You have to make sure that you just see it through, and make sure the people that's with you can bring some sort of value to your situation. You don't want to be around people that upon your return, you don't want to be around people that will pull you back by just doing low frequency things. The low frequency, that's the illest trap. Really, that's the illest trap to fall to, because sometimes you can't determine what a low frequency is. If I can give you a definition off the top of my head, a low frequency would be like, a low frequency feeling would be like something that just takes you away from that state of feeling like you're going in the right direction. You might fall back into, some sort of just wrong activity. So it's a whole bunch that goes with getting back in a rhythm of rebuilding yourself. It really is. Don't do it just because you see me doing it. Don't do it just because you motivated, you know. But really say, man, like, last year I've been through a lot. I developed this toughness, and I feel that I'm just ready. I'm ready to go after this. You know, I'm tired of complaining. I'm tired of waiting. But the time is now. And I know it ain't all going to be together, but I know I have something to start with. And most importantly, it is this. You can work your way back up. You can do it. But you seriously have to dedicate yourself to it. Because if you plan on building something for a 15 or 20 year span, you got to expect things to come up. You know, I think when people get into new things, it's exciting. So you are blinded by the reality of what could go wrong, and things will go wrong, but it's about your response. I was listening to a video, and it said we can't control events, but we can control our response. So events and things are going to happen, but the way you respond to these things will have to be different than your past run. You know, your past run, something broke you. Now it's about your responses. It's about, you know, how you just see things, how you see, you know, a person might give you a certain just something you can react to. You just work. I hope you work on the way you respond to things. Let me say that, you know, because that is key too. You know, just your response to things, and the maturity. Because if somebody, you know, say you just did a service for someone, and they got a complaint, and they dang near about to, you know, they are verbally attacking you, will you indulge? Or are you in your mind enough to know that, hold up, you know what, you got this. You got this. You got it. I got other people that I can work with, that I can deal, you know, that I can exchange with. It is this journey that I hope you embark on. It is one that is not for a weak-hearted individual. You must be developed. You must be developed to do business. You must have discipline. I will always go to discipline. I slept on discipline. That's why I'm speaking on discipline so much, because I slept on it. I broke without discipline. I was talented. I'm talented. I don't care. I'm talented. I don't care about no discipline. I don't care about consistency. Bro, I'm talented. They gonna rock with me because I got talent. Not thinking that it was 5, 10 million, however many amount of people that got just as good as talent as me. But I said, you know what? What's gonna separate me? Discipline. I will stand by it. It is literally law. Discipline is law. It is a law. Do not break the law of discipline. Discipline is number one. And I said it the other day. Without discipline, there is no consistency. So you got to be disciplined first before you can ever become consistent. People talk about consistency, but you cannot rebuild without discipline, because discipline gets consistency. They're not going to cheer for you. Don't even expect people to cheer for you. You shouldn't even be doing what you're doing for people to cheer for you. But you should be doing this for yourself, for your family, to impact the next generation, you know? It is just, it's a lot of people that don't have the ability, the mindset to just stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. I'm telling you, discipline, it really outranks. Discipline, like Napoleon Hill said, discipline outranks talent. Any day of the week, any hour of the day, 24/7, discipline outranks talent. Period. You know? So you got to understand that if you want to start a business, you're going to be dealing with people that's going to test you. That's going to tell you you don't got the talent. You don't got the skill. You have to be ready to be laughed at. You have to be ready to be called a clown. You have to be ready to be called corny. You have to be ready for so many things that will test you, that will try to break you. The death of a family member, calls, comments on your page. People might be grouping up, like I said again, just laughing at. You gotta be ready for it, because it's gonna happen. The 0 likes, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But can you stay through it all? Because on the other end of it, it's beautiful. I've seen it already. And that's why I'm still here, you know? Rebuild yourself, you know? Take the time and just imagine yourself in the future. Imagine yourself celebrating with the people you love, or just being, you know, in a space where you have just total freedom, and, you know, you don't really have to answer to anyone, and that you just, you know, you can be yourself. Imagine yourself in that space, because, you know, the joyful side of it, that's what'll keep you going when it gets tough. That is what'll excite you. That is what will be a source of motivation when you lose it. Because if you can equate motivation to something realistic, let's say, I thought about this one earlier. Imagine not brushing your teeth. If you don't maintain, you know, brushing your teeth gonna start rotting. You know, it's gonna start to look bad for you. It's like motivation is very similar. You have to keep redoing this act to maintain your clarity in your vision. You know, it is and I'm going back to these basic foundational words, because these will be the words that allow you to stick around longer than anybody else. These words, these foundational words, these basic words will allow you to stick around longer than the average guy or lady. Discipline, consistency, steadiness, faithfulness, if that's a word. You know, if I could think of, let me see, something that relates to rebuilding and coming back better. And I thought about this one earlier. The Twin Towers, they knocked down the Twin Towers, you know. It was a sad day. They fell. Planes ran into them. We know the story. And they came back with a better vision for those towers. and they're actually beautiful, and they're taller with a nice memorial at Ground Zero. That's you. Rebuilding yourself. You've been knocked down. You've been knocked down. Time to come back and stand taller with a better foundation, but this time protected through building character, through separating yourself from people that don't have the same alignment or vision as you do, because you are rebuilding for a reason, and some people just won't see it. But you have to it is up to you to maintain your vision. Can't no other person come in the bathroom. I'm sure you won't let another person come in the bathroom and wash you up, right? They're not going to maintain your cleanliness, your hygiene for you. So why would you expect someone else to maintain your vision for you? You have to maintain your vision. Again, like I always say, through books, through videos, through just any type of medium that will bring you clarity in your mind to know that you are going the right direction, no matter if you feel like you're taking a wrong step. Because you will learn along the way. You will learn a lot about yourself. I've learned a lot about myself just in the past few months doing this, and I know I am way more durable in my mind. The discipline is just like, I love that word so much. I mean, I love the word discipline. It is literally, it is just law. I mean, I can't really, explain any deeper how important to have that quality. It is just, if you don't got that, nothing, you will never build nothing. You won't even be able to rebuild yourself. You'll probably last a month. But discipline allows you to build a system, or stick to a system. To stick to a system. Discipline will allow you to work out a system that is functional for you. But it's a lot that goes into rebuilding yourself. When you come back to it, when you come back to it, just know it is I just hope you come back better equipped. And I don't mean like tools that you can use to do a job, like if a barber was to have clippers or something like that. Like, I don't mean equipped in that fashion. I mean equipped up here to know that if you don't have the material to do the job, how will you obtain the material to do the job? How will you think your way into a position when it doesn't seem that you have the resources? If that makes sense, And I speak how I speak because I don't like to overcomplicate things, but I do reiterate things a lot because it's what a lot of people lack. I know that because I lacked it, and I'm a very driven person. But the average person, we hear these words so much that we just skim over them. We just throw them to the side. We always hear inconsistency. But the crazy part is, as I listen to interviews and I listen to, podcasts, whatever, all I ever hear is consistency. And I hear it and I'm like, this guy said it. This guy said it. This guy said it. I watched 5 interviews And all these guys is mentioning the same thing. But you still thinking about talent. You still putting talent over everything. You know, the average person is still putting talent. Just because you think that you can spit, just because you think you're the best in the kitchen, you can be the best in the kitchen, but not show up when you're needed. You think just because you got the skill that you like, man, I could take a day off. I'm cool. I could take a day off. Discipline doesn't allow that. Discipline allows you to stick to the system, and the system is showing up every day. That's what tore me apart. It was, I can do this every once in a while, man. That was me. This is me. I can do it every once in a while. I got the talent. I'm cool. I pop out when I want to. I pop out when I want to. I do this for practice. I'm good. Yeah, it don't prove nothing. It don't prove nothing. You could show up every day with a, I would say, 80% effort and still be somebody that does what you do at 100% rate, but they do it part-time. Over time, you will stand out. Maybe not right away, but over time, you'll stand out. They might be that one to get all this activity on something they post. But in the long run, look, when you start looking 1, 2, 2.5, 3 years down the line, you'll be like, yeah, I see, it was right. I'm glad I stuck to the vision, you know? Because I made a video, but I ain't put it out yet. And it was speaking on how you rebuilding, right? Well, we're talking about rebuilding. How if you're starting a business, you will get overlooked by people that are doing things that relate to the system. So if somebody's going to college, if somebody's going to or coming out of jail, and if somebody is I forgot what the other one is, or get a new job. So going to college or graduating, whatever, going or coming out of jail, or damn, I forgot the third one that quick. Anyway, anything to do with the system will always give praise to somebody that is doing a business. Why? Because when you're doing a business, you breaking the system. You breaking the system. That's the difference. You go to college, you getting ready for the workforce. You going to jail, they just holding you down. Or you coming home, it's a little excitement around that. You know? But when you doing a business, you're going to get but so much love, because if you are to take off, you are surpassing everybody. And not only that, you're doing it on your own. You're not doing it based off of going to go get a piece of paper or whatever, or, you know. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But, you know, it's a lot that goes into, you know, just becoming. Just becoming. You know, why you think, you know, a lot of people get tax money every year. How is it that an individual could get tax money every year? And I'm talking about these individuals getting $7,000 to $10,000 for the last 10 years. Let's say a kid is 10 years old and they still end up broke somewhere along that year. So you mean to tell me you got 10,000, or let's say it decreases as the kid gets older, right? But let's say this is happening over, let's say a certain time span, but this person never seems to come up nowhere off of getting all of this money. It is because they are not the person yet. They haven't became the person that is ready for any significant amount of money. That's what it is. That's why they always going broke and they don't got no money, because they're not the person for that. They haven't built the discipline. They haven't even been taught financial literacy. Sorry, we lost a little connection. But it's work. It is work. You know, me, myself, if you want some of what I do, like I said, what I do to stay motivated, I envision a name on these hoodies. If I'm losing motivation, I just envision a name on these hoodies. And I say I can't let it die. I say I can't let that die. I cannot, I will never. What I do even on here, even at this level, I'm just so dedicated to my name and just building, just seeing it through. I see myself celebrating 5-10 years from now with the people I love and just, you know, living a life that is for me, you know, and it's not for nobody else to see. Just like it's not for nobody else to brush my teeth for me and maintain this vision. It's for me to maintain this vision. I'm going back off of what I said earlier. But, you know, it's all rebuilding yourself is just like, it's like anything else, you know. It is possible, but I just hope this time around that you are the person, you know, you are the person for it. You know, it's I can tell you, for me personally, I re-motivate myself every day, religiously. I'm always listening to things that can better me, that is hardening me. You know, it's like a caterpillar in a cocoon. I think I'm using the right word. You know what I mean? Like I'm just hardened, and when I come out of that, you're gonna see the butterfly. It's just how I feel. You know, it's just what I listen to. It's what I put in. It's what I put in. What my man Napoleon Hill said: garbage in, garbage out. If you listen to garbage all day and you tell yourself garbage all day, that's what you're gonna put out. But when you feed yourself a different message, when you feed yourself positivity, when you find a way to rewire it and say, nah, we not saying this ain't gonna work. We saying, how can this work? We gonna make this work. We gonna make this work. We gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out. Then it's gonna rewire your mindset. But you gotta make it a question. You can't make it a statement. We can't do this. No, you gotta make it a question so it can make you think. How we gonna do this? We gonna figure this out somehow. You know what? The setup might not be right. You know what? The angle might be wrong. But you know what? We still gonna put something out because we dedicated. We not stopping. I don't care. You know, I don't even care for something on the wall back there. You know what? We good. Let's go through with it. That's how we doing it. And that's how you gotta approach it. I was never ready to come on and do lives and stuff. But what made me start doing the lives was once I did the Dollars for Change on last Saturday, and I'm like, damn, I kind of enjoy this live. Like, I enjoy this. I enjoy it, you know? So for me, it was just more of like, man, I just like sharing my thoughts and speaking with individuals that need it, you know? It brings a sense of fulfillment. No, not even a sense. It fulfills me. I'm a speaker. You ask anybody, I'm a talking, yeah. But I'm speaking sense. I'm not just, I hope I'm not rambling to anyone. And if I am, you might not, you know, be ready to receive the message. But, you know, I just know I developed myself through discipline. 50,000 push-ups this year. And I still work out, you know, not as hard as I was. But what I have adopted in the last week, because I was doing push-ups on and off. But now what I do is I do 50 before I go to bed, like literally like 5 minutes before I go to bed. And then when I wake up, I do another 50. Like literally Roll out of bed. I'm talking about right on the bed. Roll out of bed onto my chest. We hitting push-ups. That's how we starting the day. That's how I do it. I start my day with push-ups. It just gives me a sense of it's time to work, you know? So, you know, it's just rebuilding yourself is not more about even starting. Starting is the most important thing, but it's really knowing that you are just ready for, you know, the battle that's ahead. You know, just the battle that's ahead. It's so much that comes with it, and I would hate to see you waste time. You waste another 9 months of, you know, thinking that, you know, you doing something that you gonna quit at on the 10th month. We don't want that. We don't want to waste no more time. If you're not gonna do it, just go ahead and find a job and just go retire. We can't waste no more time with you playing games. I was about to make a example. We can't have you doing the old, yeah, I'm in it, man. I'm dedicated, and then you know, you going away from it because people not liking your post, bro. Because we not in it for the likes. We not in it for the like posts. You go back. Actually, you go back. My last, I say even 100 posts. I probably even got 25 likes. But I'm way better. I'm way better than I was when I started. And I'm not in it for that. That's the thing. If you in it, a lot of people get in it for the applause. And the applause come when you start. Even if you're in business, you start something small. The applause come when you start. But the most important part, it really is the middle. It is this phase for me. It is the speaking. You know, it's the speaking. It's the uncomfortable part of it. That's what it is. And I say that's what it is because these are the time. I'm in a phase right now where people will break. I'm in that phase right now. I'm in a phase where people watch but don't say. But I know what it is. I know it's real. I know I have a great life. I know I have a great vision. I know I'm very talented, you know. And I just hope that when you get to this phase, you don't undermine it. You don't undermine it. You don't sleep on the I can't even find a word for it. This phase is like it's a mind trick phase. A mind trick phase. It's like one of those where it's just like, am I going in the right direction? But you have to know it. You have to know it. You got to see yourself 10, 15 years down the line. Period. Period. I tell myself, I'd rather make 750,000. Well, that's a dramatic number. Well, no, it's not. No, it's not. Let me say this, because I'm relating it to a job. I'd rather make 100,000 working for myself than make $250,000 working for a company. I would. I'd rather make 100,000 working for AKB Official than $250,000 working for a corporate company. Because the money don't move me. The money don't move me. Money doesn't excite me. Money doesn't fulfill myself. And I hope money doesn't fulfill you. Because rebuilding, let's say you get to your point. So you rebuild it, you got to a certain point. Let's say you got to a point where you made your 10,000 that you had a goal to set to make. Then what? So you make your 10,000, then what? You hit your goal, now what? Will you maintain your system? Or will you get excited in the moment and say, I made my 10,000 and freeze up? Now you got analysis paralysis or whatever it's called. Now you stuck because you hit the 10,000. You like, oh shit, I had the 10. I had the 10. I ain't had no plan after that. Now what? Hold up. Now I got the 10. Where do I reinvest it? Do I just take it all and just close the company? What do I do? You know, you gotta. One thing I learned was I don't set goals. I don't set goals no more. I don't, because you might have a $10,000 plan, and guess what? You might not see that 10,000 in shit 3-4 years, 5. You never know. That's why we just maintain a vision. We don't set goals. We maintain a vision. We maintain a vision. That's all you can do is maintain a vision. If you seen that post with Ice Cube, he said you gotta be ready to be broke for 5 years. You gotta literally be ready to be broke for at least 5 years. Or not broke, I forgot what he said. Not make a dime. Something like that. Telling you. You wanna rebuild, like it ain't gonna be just easy. Just because you got the talent, it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be, you know, it's not gonna be everybody celebrating for you. In the middle part, it might be, and to be honest, a lot of people don't even start doing something for themselves because they find out how popular they aren't. Because you're going to get support, right? Up until a certain extent. Because once you get so successful, then it's like, others going to start looking at you. People going to start looking at you. And then it's going to be like, well, that support won't be the same, you know? So, just remember what you're getting yourself into. If you do plan on restarting, there's a possibility that you might quit again. You might quit again. Don't waste no time, you know? I watch a lot of great things that keep me going. Like I said earlier, I watched some of Jeff Bezos, some of his 2 interviews of his. I watched the Steve Jobs interview, you know, and I was really looking for information based on being innovative in, you know, a business. No matter what you do, I don't care what you do. Being innovative is just as important as, well, it is. Let's just say it's important. Rebuilding yourself, again, you'll learn a lot along the way. You'll learn a lot, but you have to be innovative, work in small steps. Like I said, I started off with 2 shirts. 2 shirts. I'm still working my way up. And guess what? I'm still sharing them shirts. You know? And I always tell myself, you might not see everybody with an AKB official tee or hoodie on. You might not see everybody with a hoodie or tee on. But they know. They know what AKBofficial.com is. They know it. Because I know they know it. So, we are growing. And we are going to become the largest in something. in something. We're going to inspire somebody somewhere, whether it's the next generation or we inspiring somebody that's watching this, you know. This is very serious. This means something to me. I wouldn't be on this live. Y'all never see me on live. Y'all never see me on live. So I'm serious about this, you know. This is my name. I stand on it. I make sure no mud is on it. You know, I live for this. I do it. I buy the product, you know. I'm investing every dime, you know, and I got the credit. But I'm not using it for that. That's what keeps me going. Because I'm digging. I'm digging because I know my investment. I'm going to get my bread back. I'm going to get my bread back. You know? I'm going to get my bread back. But I'm going to also give. That's a promise. I'm going to also give. So when we talk about rebuilding, some things do relate to me. Some things relate to others' experiences that I've seen. But the difference that I've seen in myself coming back and being much stronger was definitely the key word I've used throughout this whole video. Just back to discipline, back to the foundation. You know, remembering discipline is law. It's law. Discipline is law. Please do not hop out here if you do not have discipline. If you want to do something for the look of it, or because your cousins did it, or because you think you'll look cool doing it, you will quickly find out that you will fail without discipline. I'm telling you. I am very talented. I am very smart. But I quit because of discipline. I didn't have it. Now it's a different story. Now I'm a beast. Now I'm talented, I'm smart, and I got discipline, and I'm very consistent, and I will continue to be consistent. I'm telling you, discipline outweighs all of it, because discipline is steady. Talent goes like this and like this. Some days you're going to feel good about a record, a song. You're going to feel good. You're going to be like, this is a dope record. Guess what? The people might not like that. Discipline outranks. Discipline is steady. Discipline is faithful. When everything going up and down, discipline cuts through the middle, just like this. Discipline cuts through the middle. It's slow. It's slow, but it's there. It is there. Remain disciplined. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Become delusional. People supposed to say you crazy. You supposed to be crazy. Life crazy. You supposed to be crazy. If they not telling you crazy, you not doing it right. They should be telling you off your rocker, bro. You are off your rocker. What are you? Yeah, you tell me I'm off my rocker. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm delusional. You're right. You're not. And that's the crazy part, is that you're not. You are normal. You know? I tell people, y'all normal. I'm crazy. I love being crazy. Because you know what crazy get you? Crazy get you to Kanye West level. Crazy get you to Jeff Bezos. Crazy get you to Steve Jobs. And now you on the iPhone. And so am I. That man was crazy at first. I heard a story earlier about people when cars was first created. They didn't have windshield wipers on them. So the lady had a problem. I forgot the lady's name. Every mile she would ride, she would have to, in the rain, she would have to wipe her windshield off. And she got tired of it. So she had came up with the windshield wiper. And people thought that was crazy. They thought she was crazy for coming up with the windshield wipers. Now look at us today. Imagine if you were sold a car without windshield wipers on them. You know what I mean? But they thought this lady was crazy. So I'm telling you, your ideas are genius, but you got to stick with them. And they don't have to make sense to everybody. They have to make sense for you or to you. You know? Take time to rebuild yourself. Do discipline before you put yourself out there. It is possible, and I believe that anyone who comes across this can achieve anything they put their mind to. You know? So stay positive, and the future is bright if you allow it to be. That's my word.